Imagine this. You're sitting in your favorite chair. Maybe you're sipping tea, reading the newspaper, or watching one of those old classic shows that bring back memories. The room is quiet. Peaceful. Just another ordinary day. Then suddenly, a strange tightness in your chest. Your arm feels heavy. Your breath starts to shorten. And a wave of heat rushes over your body. Your heart, it's doing something it shouldn't. And then it hits you. You might be having a heart attack. Right now. Alone. No one around to help. And your phone? Just a few feet away, but might as well be miles when your body won't move the way you want it to. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself honestly, do you know what to do next? Because the next 5 minutes could decide everything. Whether you make it to tomorrow, or not. Let that settle in. You see, for seniors, this isn't some dramatic movie scene. This is real life. And it happens more often than most people talk about. The truth is, many heart attacks happen when you're alone. At home. At night. In the silence. And in those critical moments, what you do next could save your life. And I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to prepare you. Because when you're prepared, you take back control. You turn fear into power. And panic into a plan. In today's video, we're going to walk through 7 crucial tips every senior must know to survive a heart attack alone. These aren't just medical facts. They're real, simple actions that could be the difference between life and death. Some of them may surprise you. Some might even go against what you thought was the right thing to do. But I promise, by the end of this video, you'll feel more confident, more prepared, and more in control of your own safety than ever before. So before we dive in, let me ask you, are you ready to feel confident and prepared in a crisis? If you are, go ahead and comment "I'm prepared" down below. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, because here, we care deeply about your health, your peace of mind, and helping you live your later years with strength and dignity. Let's get into it. Your life could depend on what you hear next. Let's start with something that can change everything. Recognizing the early signs. It might sound simple, but this step alone can be the difference between getting help in time, or not getting help at all. Let me tell you about Bob. Bob was 72. Lived alone. Fairly active. Still mowed his own lawn, still drove himself to church every Sunday. One afternoon, he felt a dull ache in his chest, not stabbing, just uncomfortable. It kind of felt like bad gas or maybe something he ate earlier. He shrugged it off, laid down, and told himself, "I'll feel better after a nap." But Bob didn't feel better. In fact, he woke up in a sweat, dizzy, and struggling to breathe. By the time he realized something was seriously wrong, the damage had already started. He survived, thankfully, but he was never the same after that day. And the hardest part? He told his daughter later, "I just didn't think it was a heart attack. It didn't feel like what I always imagined." That's the trap. So many people, especially older adults, picture a heart attack as some big, dramatic scene. Sharp pain, clutching your chest, falling to the ground. And yes, that happens. But it's not always like that. Sometimes it starts with a feeling. A tightness. A strange pressure that comes and goes. Other times it's in your arm, or your jaw, or even your back. You might feel lightheaded, nauseous, or just overwhelmingly tired. And here's what makes it even trickier: for seniors, the signs are often quieter. Less obvious. Easier to ignore. And because we're taught to be tough, we tell ourselves things like, "It's just indigestion. I'm just tired today. It'll pass." But here's the truth: if something feels off in your chest, your breathing, or your energy, and it's not normal for you, you must assume it could be your heart. Don't wait to see if it gets worse. Don't convince yourself it's nothing. And definitely don't try to push through it. Because in that moment, those first signs, time is everything. The faster you act, the more likely you are to survive, and recover well. So, what can you do? Take notice of the signals your body gives you. If you feel chest pressure, especially if it spreads to your shoulder, arm, jaw, or back, take it seriously. If you feel short of breath or suddenly exhausted for no clear reason, don't brush it off. Even if it's just a strange discomfort that you can't explain, let that be enough to take action. It's better to be safe than sorry. Better to call for help and find out it was nothing, than wait too long and not get the chance. Because here's the hard truth. Most people who survive a heart attack say afterward, "I didn't think it was one at first." Don't be one of them. Recognizing the signs is the first and most powerful step you can take to protect your life when no one else is around. And once you do recognize them, there's no time to waste. The next step? It's all about reaching out for help, even when speaking isn't an option. Now that you've recognized something is wrong, don't waste time second-guessing yourself. The very next step is simple, but absolutely vital: call for help. Even if you can't speak. Let me share a true story that still gives me goosebumps. A woman in her late 60s, living alone, felt a sudden pressure in her chest. She knew something was wrong, but the words just wouldn't come. Her throat felt tight, her breath shallow. Instead of panicking, she picked up her phone, dialed 911, and just let the call stay open. She couldn't speak, but she didn't hang up. The dispatcher on the other end heard her shallow breathing, the faint gasps, the quiet sound of her TV in the background, and they knew something wasn't right. They traced the call and sent paramedics immediately. She survived. Because she acted, even when her voice couldn't. And here's the lesson in that: you don't have to talk to get help. Whether it's a smartphone, a flip phone, or a landline, just pressing those 3 numbers, 911, is enough to trigger action. Dispatchers are trained to listen, track, and respond even if no one speaks. In most areas, emergency services can locate your phone, especially from landlines or GPS-enabled devices. Some people delay. They sit and wait. They hope the pain will pass, that it's just stress, that maybe they imagined it. That delay is where many lose their lives. So don't wait. If you feel the symptoms we talked about earlier, call immediately. And here's something that could make the difference: use speakerphone. That way, even if you drop the phone, or your hand grows weak, the line stays open. They can still hear you, and you might still hear them. If you have a smartphone, use the emergency SOS feature. Most phones let you trigger an emergency call by pressing a button multiple times quickly. Better yet, if you have a medical alert bracelet or device, use it. That button on your wrist or around your neck isn't just a gadget, it's a lifeline. You might not get another chance. And now that you've called for help, the next few minutes are just as critical. What you do with your body, right now, could decide how well your heart makes it through. Tip number 3, stay calm, and chew aspirin. It sounds simple. Maybe even too simple. But let me tell you why it matters, and why it could save your life. David, a 74-year-old grandfather of 6, had one habit his family used to tease him about. He always carried a tiny metal pillbox on his keychain. Inside it, one single aspirin tablet. Just in case, he used to say. One day, just in case, came true. He was out for a walk when he felt a tightening in his chest. He sat down, pulled out that pill, and chewed it while calling 911. Paramedics later told him that aspirin probably kept his heart from taking more damage before they arrived. See, aspirin isn't just a pain reliever. It thins the blood, fast. When you chew it, not swallow it whole, it gets into your bloodstream quicker. And during a heart attack, that can help slow or even stop a clot from doing more harm. But here's the thing. A lot of folks either don't take it, or they take it wrong. Some are afraid it might hurt them. Others swallow it whole and think that's good enough. But chewing it is key. That activates the medicine faster, exactly what your body needs during a crisis. So, here's what you can do right now. Put a single 325 milligrams aspirin in a Ziploc bag, your wallet, your purse, or next to your favorite chair. Better yet, keep it near your medication tray or by the phone. Make it part of your emergency kit, even if you never think you'll need it. Because when the moment comes, you won't want to be digging through cabinets or drawers. Aspirin is a small pill, with big power. It's your silent warrior in those first terrifying minutes. And now, with help on the way and aspirin in your system, you need to do one more thing to boost your chances of survival while you wait. Let's talk about how to position your body to stay alive. Now that you've called for help and taken aspirin, your next instinct might be to move around. To go open the door. To reach the front porch. To get to your neighbor's house. But I want you to stop. And I want you to listen closely. Do not try to walk. Do not try to push through. There's a man I remember, name was Carl, 69 years old. He lived just 2 houses down from a friend of mine. One day, he felt a crushing pressure in his chest. He thought, if I can just make it to my neighbor's house, I'll be okay. So he stepped outside, made it halfway down his driveway, and collapsed. By the time someone noticed, it was too late. See, the heart, during a heart attack, is already fighting. Every move you make adds to the load. Even small movements can strain it further. And here's another mistake people make, they lie down flat. That might feel natural, especially if you're dizzy or tired. But lying flat can actually make things worse. It reduces oxygen flow and can lead to complications, especially if fluid begins building in the lungs. So, what should you do? Sit upright. Find a sturdy chair or sit on the floor with your back supported by a wall. Then, lean slightly forward. That position helps reduce pressure on the heart and allows better oxygen circulation. It's a subtle shift, but one that can truly help your body stabilize while waiting for help. And once you're in position, try not to move again. Let your body rest. Let your heart do less. This isn't a moment for strength, it's a moment for stillness. You've done what you can, now you need to stay steady. But what if your mind is racing? What if panic sets in? That's where your breath comes in. Let's talk about that now. Tip number 5, control your breathing. This may sound small, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools you have. Because when your mind panics, your body follows. And during a heart attack, panic can accelerate the damage. I think of Martha. She was 75, a retired schoolteacher, full of life. She once told me about a night when she thought she might be having a heart attack. Alone at home, heart pounding, vision blurry, she felt fear take over. But instead of letting it spiral, she remembered something her doctor once told her: slow your breath. It'll slow everything else. She focused on one thing: in through the nose, out through the lips. And that focus kept her alert, conscious, and calm enough until help arrived. See, stress and panic increase your heart rate. They raise your oxygen demand. They tighten your chest, your throat, your muscles, all things that make it harder for your body to survive what it's going through. But with controlled breathing, you can take back some control. Here's what you do. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Then exhale gently through pursed lips for 6 seconds. Feel the breath leave your body. Then do it again. And again. This rhythm helps bring your body back into balance. It lowers the heart rate. It eases the tension. It gives your mind something to hold on to instead of fear. You don't need anything fancy. No gadgets. No special tools. Just your breath. Just your awareness. In the middle of chaos, your breath can be your anchor. You've now recognized the signs, you've called for help, you've taken aspirin, you've positioned your body, you're calming your breath. But now comes something just as important. How do you make sure someone knows what's going on, especially if help hasn't arrived yet? Tip number 6, unlock your door and turn on the lights. Let me tell you about something that still haunts a first responder I once spoke to. He got a call, heart attack suspected. They arrived fast, within minutes. Sirens, lights, ready to save a life. But when they got to the house, every door was locked. No lights. No sounds. They had to break the lock, force their way in, and when they finally got inside, they found the man collapsed right behind the door. Every second matters. And in those few precious minutes of breaking through, a life slipped closer to the edge. See, we're taught all our lives to lock the doors. To keep the lights off. We think, it's safer that way. But in a medical crisis, especially a heart attack, that mindset can be dangerous. Because the faster help can reach you, the better your chances. So, if you feel that crushing pressure, that shortness of breath, and you still have the strength to move, unlock your front door. Turn on your porch light. Leave a light on in the hallway. Anything that tells paramedics, I'm here. Come in. Help me. And if you can, make a sound, knock on a wall, bang the floor with your foot, even tap a hard object against another. That noise can guide responders to you if you've collapsed in a back room or upstairs. Because in that moment, your survival doesn't just depend on what's happening inside your body, it depends on how easily someone can get to you. But what if you can't reach the lock? What if you collapse before you even get to the door? What if the phone is too far away, and your breath is failing? Then it comes down to one more critical piece of your emergency plan. Tip number 7. Use voice-activated assistants or medical alert devices. This is the one people overlook. Because let's be honest, a lot of folks still say, I don't need those gadgets. Or, I'm not tech-savvy. Or, I've made it this far without them. But listen, today, those very tools are saving lives. There's a woman in Florida, 72 years old. She was alone, sitting on the couch when she felt her chest tighten. Couldn't reach her phone. Couldn't stand. But she had an Alexa device nearby. She gasped out, Alexa, call 911. Within moments, she was connected to dispatch. Paramedics were on their way. And because of that device, she lived. See, voice-activated assistants like Alexa and Siri, or smartwatches and medical alert pendants, they're not just for convenience anymore, they're your lifeline. Some let you call emergency services with just your voice. Others detect when you fall and send an alert automatically. And many wearables have a simple button you can press. No scrolling, no dialing. So, here's what I want you to do, don't wait. Set it up now. If you already have a device, test it. Make sure it understands your emergency command. Practice using it. Place it where it can hear you from your living room, bedroom, or even the bathroom. If you use a pendant or smartwatch, wear it. Not just when you're out, but even when you're home alone. Because in that one critical moment, you may not be able to crawl to a phone. But you may be able to speak. Or press a button. And that could be the difference between life and death. Now, you've just learned 7 powerful steps that could save your life if a heart attack strikes when you're alone. But let's take a moment now to talk about what all of this really means. Not just for your health, but for your heart, and your peace of mind. It's terrifying, isn't it? To picture yourself sitting in your living room, maybe watching a quiet program or reading the morning paper. And suddenly, A tightness in your chest. A sharp pain down your arm. Your heart pounding in a way it never has before. And there's no one else around. That fear is real. It's not dramatic. It's not imagined. It's real, and for millions of older adults, it's a fear they carry silently. Every single day. But here's the truth no one tells you: fear doesn't have to rule you. Because while the idea of being alone during a heart attack is frightening, being prepared changes everything. You've made it this far in life. You've faced hard days, tough choices, painful losses, and long nights. You've been strong for your children, for your spouse, for your community. Now it's time to be strong for you. Knowing what to do doesn't mean living in fear, it means stepping into confidence. It means that if that moment ever comes, and I pray it never does, you'll know how to steady your breath, call for help, unlock the door, and give yourself every possible chance to survive. You're not powerless. You're not fragile. You're equipped. And here's what I want you to do now. Don't just think, "I'll remember these tips." Act. Place a small bottle of aspirin where you can reach it. Put one in your nightstand. Your wallet. Talk to your family, let them know your emergency plan. Practice saying, "Alexa, call 911," or "Hey Siri, emergency." Test the buttons on your medical alert pendant. Leave a note on your fridge with emergency instructions. These are tiny actions, but they could buy you the most valuable thing of all, time. Because here's the most beautiful part: even in your loneliest moment. When you think no one's watching. When it's just you and your heartbeat. You're not truly alone. Knowledge walks with you. Preparation stands beside you. And courage? Courage is right there in your chest, beating along with your heart. You're stronger than you think. And now, you're wiser too. And that combination, strength and wisdom, is what gives you the power not just to survive, but to live. To live with peace. With clarity. With readiness, not fear. You've got this. Because you now carry something that's stronger than panic, you carry a plan. Now, let's wrap up everything we've learned, so it stays with you long after this video ends. Let's take a deep breath together. And go back over what you've just learned, because these aren't just tips. They're lifelines. They're steps that could mean the difference between waiting for help and surviving long enough to receive it. First, recognize the early signs. Don't brush off that strange tightness or aching jaw. If it feels wrong, assume it is. That early moment of awareness can give you a head start when time matters most. Second, call for help, even if you can't speak. Don't wait. Don't second-guess yourself. Just hit that emergency number or press that alert button. Even silence can speak volumes to a trained dispatcher. Third, chew aspirin. Don't swallow it whole. Chew it. Let it work fast in thinning your blood and helping your heart stay alive until help arrives. Keep it nearby. Keep it accessible. Fourth, sit down and stay still. The urge to move, to pace, to reach out, it's strong. But your heart needs calm. Sit upright, lean slightly forward. Give your body the best chance to stabilize. Fifth, control your breathing. That fear is loud, but your breath can be louder. Slow inhale, even slower exhale. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. This one simple rhythm can lower your stress and support your heart. Sixth, unlock your door and turn on the lights. If you're able, make it easy for help to reach you. Don't let locked doors or darkness slow them down. A few seconds now could save your life. Seventh, use technology. Don't shy away from your smart speaker, your phone, or your medical alert device. Set it up. Practice it. Let it become your voice when yours might fail. Now, Let me ask you something, which of these steps stuck with you the most? Was it the aspirin? The breath work? The technology? Comment below and let me know. Not just for me, but for the thousands of others who will read the comments and realize they're not alone either. And if you've ever lived through a heart scare, or helped someone who has, share your story in the comments. Your experience might be the light someone else needs in their darkest hour. And if this video gave you even one new piece of knowledge that made you feel safer, then do something simple, but powerful: subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Here, we don't just talk about getting older. We talk about living wiser, stronger, and safer. We're building a community of support, understanding, and practical tools, because your life matters. Your peace of mind matters. And you deserve to feel ready for anything. So hit that subscribe button. Like this video if it helped you. And most importantly, take action today. Don't wait for the right time to prepare. Do one thing, just one, right now. Place that aspirin. Set up that emergency contact. Talk to your family. Test your voice assistant. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start. One step forward is still forward. Thank you for spending this time with me. From my heart to yours, stay strong, stay wise, and never forget. You're not alone. Not now. Not ever. We'll see you in the next video.